Hi, gang. How are you? Eddie, my dear son, and some associates of his have asked me for round two of Ask Mr. Howell. All right. And he's got two more questions for me. The first one: what is the dumbest thing you've done before in your life? Ha, that was easy but hard. All right. So let me go with the. Let me go with it, and you'll figure it out. I had a 4-year scholarship coming out of high school to the University of Dayton to play basketball. All right. I also had enough brains that I was supposed to be able to negotiate the academic part of the University of Dayton. But this was the very first time in 18 years of my life in which I was not, if you will, right there with and under the thumb of necessarily of my parents. So I get to the University of Dayton, and here I am, big time basketball star at Dayton, and I decided in my own little teeny wisdom not to go to class at all. None. Nary a one. And in addition to that, I made a decision that because I didn't see some really pretty young ladies there at the University of Dayton, that I decided that I did not want to even go to class to the second power. So what I did, what? Play basketball, I practiced, I slept, I ate. But then I discovered that in the vicinity of the University of Dayton was a school about 14 miles away to the east called Central State University. And next to it was another school called Wilberforce. Both of them are predominantly black schools with lots of ladies. And so what did I do? I negotiated almost every day with some people there in Dayton, Ohio, to relieve them of their vehicles so I could drive over to Xenia, Ohio, and hang out on the campus of Central State University and of Wilberforce University trying to get chose. Of course, I wasn't successful, but I was having fun. I spent most of the year, the academic year, going back and forth between Dayton, Ohio, after basketball games and basketball practice and eating food and hanging out with the guys. Going over to Central State University, over to Wilberforce. And then also, by the way, I discovered that a little bit north of Dayton was a town called Antioch, and there was Antioch College. And Antioch College was kind of like the college for the flower girls and all that kind of good thing. And I said, oh, well, this will work. I can do the flower girls, all right? Anyway, you don't do that for a whole year. You don't go to class for a whole year. You're probably not going to have a GPA. I didn't. I didn't have a GPA, but I didn't care because I was having so much fun running back and forth, trying to get chose at Wilberforce, Central State, and Antioch. Anyway, come the end of the basketball year, not the academic year, the basketball year. Because you see, we got into the NIT and we played and got into the quarterfinals of the NIT and played Villanova in the quarterfinals of the NIT and lost to Villanova 57-62. Some things you never forget. And we had fly back to Dayton, Ohio, having lost. And now, there's no basketball. So what do? Right? So the next morning, my coach wakes me up, puts me in his car. And it was no big deal to me because he had put me in his car before to go and visit other people that, other guys that thought they could play basketball. And of course I could. So, I was kind of like his second set of eyes on these guys. So we drive, right? So I'm driving. I'm not driving. He's driving. And we're driving up, and I see him going north again. I say, well, where are we going? He said, oh, Fort Wayne, Indiana. I said, oh, yeah, well, that's my home. There's probably some halfway good guy there, that we might be able to use on the basketball team. We get up there and get to Fort Wayne, and interestingly enough, he drives directly to my house. I said, my house? This is not, there's nobody playing basketball in my house. What am I supposed to do? I look to my right and look out of the passenger side window, and there's my mother standing on the porch with the porch door open. She shakes her head, and she walks back in. And at that moment, I said, uh-oh, something is not good, okay? And I looked straight ahead, and I saw the coach talking to my father. Well, now, my father's about 5'7", 5'8", about 150 pounds soaking wet. But he could hit you like a bull, all right? And I remember the hitting like a bull thing came right immediately after his eyes would get blood red. You know where the whites are right now? They would be red. And it would just be a black dot and two red dots. I thought, oh God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I know. I'm laughing now, but I wasn't laughing then. I was like terrified. I'm gonna die. When he got angry enough at me and things like that, he didn't say a word. He never said anything. He just simply pointed at me, and he pointed at me, and he pointed toward his car. And I got in his car. I did exactly what he told me to do because, hey, I've been hit before, man, and it hurt. It really hurt. I got in the car. He got in the car. He started driving. We drove downtown to Fort Wayne, Indiana. He took his finger and pointed across my nose, and he said, you know, like that meant get out. So I got out, all right? And I walked the way that he pointed, you know, and I walked into a door. And some guy was standing in front of me, and he was mumbling, and I was looking at my dad to see what else am I supposed to do. And then this guy says to me, "Welcome to the United States Army." I said, "What? What?" 24 hours earlier, I was on an airplane coming out of New York City as a member of the University of Dayton basketball team. 24 hours later, I'm a member of the United States Army on a bus on the way to Fort Knox, Kentucky. That was the dumbest thing I think I've ever done. A 4-year scholarship gone. And I never got a girlfriend the whole time. That's super dumb. Second question he asked me, do I have any regrets? At the time, yeah, I had big time regrets. As a matter of fact, those regrets lasted for about 3.5 years of my 7-year tenure in the United States Army. You know, until I realized that you were the big dummy, boy. If you just played, you know, gone to at least one class, all right, you might have had a GPA. Oh, by the way, my GPA when I came out of the University of Dayton was a 0.0918. How do you get 918? Well, you play basketball, you know, and the coach didn't have anything to do. I didn't get any credit for physical ed because I was physical ed. So they gave me a 918. All right. Anyway, do I have any regrets? Yeah, I had a lot of regrets. Later, after I was sitting over there getting shot at all over the world, all right, I had a bunch of regrets. And I use those regrets and I use that feeling to power me to, once I did get out of the service, to get done with a bachelor's degree, that is, 2 bachelor's degrees in 2 years. I finished 4 years in 2 years. But then again, I was a Green Beret, right? Green Berets can do anything. So you finish 4 years in 2 years. And then, you know, while I'm at it, might as well get a master's degree. Finish 2 master's degrees in 1 year and finish it. It's dumb. It's dumb. So now you guys probably know why I used to drive you all the time to say, I don't want to hear what you can't do. And all the little wannabe basketball players and all the ones that actually played, I used to look at you like, are you crazy? You better have some grades, boy. Because if you don't have some grades, we're in deep, deep trouble with each other. Love you much. Bye.